All right. Um, you probably don't you don't know this, but I spent a good amount of time putting things together in my mind before actually playing the record button. And yeah, here we are. This isn't the usual video that you guys are used to. If you guys happen to be subscribed to my channel, if you see my channel, it's usually mostly workouts that I do, right? And you got some music or some YouTube videos playing in the background while I go ahead and do my thing and just work out, burpees, pull-ups, or whatever. And yeah, no more, no less. Things are a little bit different now because I joined something called the Certified Voice Acting Program. Yeah, and as part of the requirements or part of the homework that they're giving us, they're asking us to do weekly vlogs as to what we've been learning for the past week, and how it's resonated with us and all that sort of good stuff. I thought I'd approach this a little bit different because, I mean, just straight out of memory here, what they asked us to do was, first of all, they wanted us to come up with our own brand name for our own voices. So you are a voice artist after all, so you gotta go ahead and have a brand. You gotta go ahead and have a name for your voice, and so on and so forth. They're also asking us to do a motivational speech. That's interesting. And what's also interesting is that they're asking us to do something like a message to yourself in the future, or a message to your future self. So I have a lot going on for me there. I have a lot to tell my future self, to be honest. And yeah, and one of the other requirements that they had us do throughout the week is to have a vlog. Actually, it's both a blog and a vlog. So what I'm thinking of doing here is that I go ahead and do the vlog first, and then I just go ahead and write down the details after the video or after the fact. It feels more natural for me that way, and it also helps me with a bit of brainstorming. But before any brainstorm, so apparently my wireless setup between the phone and the camera is busted. So the next time that this happens, or the next time that it disconnects, I'm just gonna go ahead and just shoot raw, or I don't know, just without the assistance of the phone. Anyway, what I was saying was that I'm gonna use this vlog as an opportunity for me to go ahead and first of all recap, as they asked us, recap on what we learned last Saturday, or what I remember, or what resonated with me. And then after that, I'm also going to take this opportunity to do some brainstorming as to how I want to go ahead and approach the motivational speech and so on. Because yeah, I know that they numbered it, like you start with the brand name, you start with the logo, all that exciting stuff, and then all the way down to the vlog. I'm gonna do it the other way around. I'm gonna start with the vlog, let the brainstorming happen, and then the motivational message, and then do the message to your future self, and then maybe from there we can go ahead and derive a proper logo and a proper brand that I'm confident with. I could go ahead and just come up with a brand just like that, but I want this to mean something. I want this to be of value, if that makes any sense. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, week one. Actually, I do want to talk about our orientation first. That was pretty exciting, or rather, they were pretty excited about it. They pretty hyped up about what we were getting ourselves into here. So everyone, all of us who signed up for the program, we were all, trying to just get a feel of what was going on, getting a feel of getting to know each other and all that. We did have the opportunity to submit introductory videos, so that was fun. So I had an idea of who I was going to be learning alongside with. So it was exciting. It's exciting that we have people from all over the Philippines, and of all sorts of languages. Actually, it's not just English, but uh, they're all pretty good in Tagalog as well, which is what I'm scared about, because I'm not the best person when it comes to talking in Tagalog. Anyway, yeah. So that's what was going on. When it came to a close, though, I admit that I wasn't that enthusiastic because I was getting sleepy. Anyway, I did sleep, and I got myself ready for the next day, the very first session, for the very first lesson. They had us read this book which says something, which is entitled something like "Gusto ko maging voice artist," and I thought we were supposed to be reading chapter 1 to 3. They ended up only covering chapters 1 and 2. And it was pretty interesting, actually, because I'm glad that they only covered 2 chapters, because there was a lot to cover. I like the morning session because I forgot the name of the guy who was talking, Navi or something like that. Well, he was talking about his own personal struggles, and he also more or less testified about how it was voice acting that helped him through or getting through the pandemic. So that was pretty nice. I liked how he also discussed what voice acting isn't. That's a nice approach, actually, to introducing anything, is you go ahead and just put it out there and say that it isn't this, it isn't that. And it's definitely not just as easy as reading through a script and all that. And yeah, having a good voice is nice, but it's not the end-all be-all of voice acting. You gotta add, that's why it's called voice acting. You gotta go ahead and add some life. I mean, your voice on its own, I believe it has its own personality, but you want to bring more to the table. And it's actually, you know what? There was that one saying there that, yeah, especially when it comes to dubbing, right, or something like that. Or whatever I'm learning, right? You don't add voice to the character that you're dubbing, but you add character to your voice. So some of it is integrated, and you own it. You own the character, and the voice just naturally just follows. I liked how they were very straight to the point in saying that this isn't necessarily, yeah, sure, you're bound to make a lot of money from all of this. You're bound to make any money at all from voice acting, sure, but that shouldn't be your motivation. A lot of us were chiming in there on that part, and I just let everyone else talk. But I was totally in agreement with what they were all saying, that the passion comes first, and then the money just follows. That was wonderful. I like that part. And then I remember that in the afternoon it was a lady named Dean. Yeah, sorry if I'm slaughtering your name. But yeah, she talked about her methods of storytelling. She was talking about radio dramas, is what she was talking about. What struck me most about that segment of the session last Saturday was, and I agree with what she says, because you gotta come up with the story first. You gotta come up with the story of the drama first, the plot and all that, before you go ahead and figure out all the technicals and all the logistics about it. The characters, the voices of the characters, who's gonna cover those voices, what are your logistics as to what studio do you guys have available, and what can you use, what can't you use, all that wonderful stuff. All that follows, all right? What comes first is the vision, what comes first is the idea. So yeah, that was pretty good. And then as things came to a close, um, I like, and I'm assuming they're gonna keep on doing this for the rest of the sessions. Is they're gonna keep us on our toes. What they did to us last Saturday was they had us all grouped together. So we were in a Zoom meeting, and they, I don't know how they did it, but they designated us to different groups, right? And right there, right then and there on the spot, they had us come up with a group name for our group. So we are batch 28 BR1, and they had us immediately come up with first of all, a name for our group, and second, they had us vote who would be a leader and a vice leader. And then they also had us come up with a jingle right then and there. We only had like, what, 5 minutes to do that. So pressure was on, right? So, I mean, here we are, we barely knew each other. And then all of a sudden, I mean, like, yeah, they make us, they assign us roles, and they assign us leaders. And then we barely knew each other, and we didn't need, I mean, like, how are we supposed to go ahead and come up with something, something that would sit well with all four of us? First of all, I'm glad that there were at least four, there were at most four of us. If there were more of us, oh my gosh, we'd probably take double the time just to come up with an agreement. Nessie, wonderful lady from Mandaluyong, she came up with the name Coven. I mean, like, she involved the use of the word coven, and that sat very well with me. But we all ultimately agreed with Sister Jen from Davao, and she came up with a very catchy Bida One voice. So Bida, and like, we're heroes with our voices, and we just happen to be, well, yeah, we happen to be the first group, so we're BR1, so yeah, Bida One voice, right? So yeah, I mentioned myself, and there was Nessie, and there was Jen, and there was Brother Carlo. So yeah, that was funny too, because I was the Lion of Baguio. Jen was the Eagle from Davao. Nessie is the Tiger from Mandaluyong. And we had a hard time with Carlo, because we didn't know, like, what animal represented. Was it Laguna, sir, or Cavite? I'm sorry. But we first, he came up with the animal owl. So what is he, like the smart guy in the superhero team? Probably not. No. We ultimately agreed on him being a stallion. Strong stallion. So that was pretty nice, you know. I mean, I was the Lion of Baguio, and yeah, that's how it came off as like a Captain Planet sort of thing, like Earth, Fire, Wind, and Water, and Heart. No, I was Lion of Baguio, flying in from Davao, and Tagalog yung iba eh. So the Tiger from Mandaluyong and the Stallion from Cavite. It came out pretty good. For 5 minutes, I mean, like, I'm sorry, I was a bit over it. I mean, I was a bit, what do you call this? I was a bit excited. I got too excited that immediately after that, I just went ahead and jumped into the group chat and said, guys, I love you. I mean, it was awesome, you know? And right there, I was excited. I was excited about the potential of the individuals, of the mentors who were with us. Hello, by the way, to Brother Liam, Sister Hannah, and Sister Kate. Yeah. So it was all in all, it was an exciting time. Learned a lot, willing to learn, excited to learn a whole lot more after that, right? I don't know, what else do I... Oh, right. Actually, I want to go ahead and share something. I do want to share one more thing. And it's a bit personal. Well, not really personal, but it extends beyond CVAP, alright? So I'll just go ahead and share that. Yeah, my teammates were from all over the Philippines, and I loved how we came together and with something good, something exciting, something genuine in the matter of just 5 minutes, right? They don't know this, but so that was Saturday, right? Sunday, I went. I mean, I took a ride from Baguio to Manila, and I attended a concert in Manila in Cubao, which featured uh, a team of musicians that was close to my heart ever since I was in grade school, how far back as I remember. It's a group called Incognito, and they're an acid jazz band. You might know them for their they're like like the name implies, they are incognito, so they're not really well known, but you may know them for their edition of their version of Stevie Wonder's "Don't You Worry About a Thing." Yeah, and a couple of other songs, "Still a Friend of Mine," "Colibri," all those wonderful songs. That was all incognito. Anyway, sorry, I was just getting out of track there. But what was nice was, as they introduced themselves, they mentioned like, oh yeah, this guy's in the drums, yeah, this guy's in the keyboard. So here's the thing: the guy who was doing the keyboard was from Italy. The guy who was doing bass and the guy who was doing lead guitar, they were both from British, and the guys who were doing like the trombone and the sax, they were from the United. There was a guy from the United States, and then there was the guy who was doing the trombone. He happened to be Filipino, and you could guess, like, you know how we are, like we go ahead and make one mention of the Philippines and we're all like, yeah, Pinoy pride. But we were excited about all of them, and what excited me most was, and by the way, the lead guy who was with them from the beginning is from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So these guys are from all over the world, and they're coming together and making really nice music. Just like that, you know? So we're coming from all over the Philippines. Beta One Voice is coming from all over the Philippines. And I have no doubt that we have some really nice collaborations coming up for us as well. Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and share that. And that's pretty much all I've learned, you know. I mean, all I've learned, all I've taken from this. Look, y'all didn't give me like a time limit, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna like take this time, you know, take my sweet time in putting all of my thoughts here together, and then maybe come up with if I can come up with a 1 minute 1 minute 30 version of this after editing. Yeah, but yeah, that's all that's been going on for now. Okay, I said I was going to be brainstorming, but I thought I was going to take my sweet time on this as well. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and make this short, because most of the thoughts here are better left done in application instead of me just talking about it and then eventually not doing it. Right? So the motivational speech is, I'm thinking that it's gonna lean towards gratitude. It's gonna lean towards discipline over motivation. It's gonna lead. I mean, it's leaning towards those themes when it comes to motivation. So I'm thinking I could probably come up with something worth 1 minute and 30, right? And then after that, what else? Right, the message for the future. I think I'm gonna ad-lib that one, and let's see what comes up. I'll just go ahead and write. If they're asking me to write about it, I'll do the same thing that I did here in the vlog. So I'm just gonna talk first and then write later. And then yeah, maybe from all of that, I mean, I already have a couple of ideas with regards to my logo, with regards to my name. I do have them in mind right now, but I do want to go through those speeches first, and let's go ahead and just see what follows after that. But yeah, for now, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I am sorry. I want to apologize if you've reached this far, by the way. I want to apologize if the lighting is all garbage and, you know, it has no theme or anything like that. I have no idea what I'm doing here. But we'll get, hopefully, you know, I mean, the thing is, I'm happy with the setup for now. But if you guys have some feedback, I certainly have some feedback about my shadows and all that. But yeah, we'll keep on evolving, we'll keep on growing, we'll keep on getting better as we keep on doing this. And that's really the thing, you know. The more you keep doing it, the more you communicate, the more it gets clarified, the more it resonates, and the more it becomes really genuine. Anyway, yeah, no matter, yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. Again, yeah, thank you so much for spending time with me, and yeah, I hope I've added value to your life, and yeah, that's till the next time. This won't be the last one, by the way. So yeah, see ya.